Oh, looking good.
Okay. Tammy, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Sure. All right. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the 2023 Fall Recruitment Kickoff. We have a lot of information to share with you. Thank you for joining us. This presentation will be given by the Black Hawk Area Council's Membership Committee, people from most districts in our council who serve and try to strengthen our council in the area of membership. You should be able to see, oh, there it is, the members on the screen, and you may notice that we have a volunteer position open in White Eagle District. If you are in White Eagle District, I would encourage you to consider becoming your district's membership chair. If you like being one of the first people to know stuff and don't mind speaking at roundtable, this volunteer position may be a good fit for you. So sadly, not everyone on the committee is able to present tonight, but let me introduce you to those who will be. We have myself, I'm Tammy Richardson. I am the Vice President of Membership for our council. We have Tiffany Curdo. Am I saying that your last name right, Tiffany?
It's Kuroda.
Kuroda, thank you. I was like, it didn't sound right to me. Thank you. Who is the Wanchinagi District Membership Chair. And we have Emily Cross, who is our council's membership professional, along with being the Director of Field Services and all the other stuff Emily does. We're very grateful for her. And I'm going to have Emily Cross take over and give you all some updates about what's going on this year.
Excellent. Thank you, Tammy. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is, well, the elephant in the room, and that is the membership fees. As of August 1st, there will be new membership fees. For a youth that is going to be joining Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, Venturing, or Sea Scouts, the annual membership fee that goes to national is going to be $80. Now, there is all of that, 100% of that fee does go to national. In addition to the $80, there will be, at the time of recharter, and we're going to talk about recharter in just a moment, the $12 program fee that we have had for the past few years. Okay, so if a youth or adult will be joining Exploring, that fee is going up to $50. And they have a $3 council member or council program fee. For all adults, the fee is going to be $60. And again, the $12 program fee for the council. Additionally, this is brand new. Merit badge counselors will now have a fee for their registration. Now, to elaborate and explain on this, if an adult has a primary registration with a unit or in another paid capacity, then this fee will not apply. This fee only applies to those merit badge counselors that are only registered as a merit badge counselor. Okay, so I know that no one is ever thrilled that fees are increasing. However, they went up $5 for you. So that is, thank goodness, considering all of the different fee increases that we have had and the price increases for, well, just about anything these days. Additionally, there will still be the new member joining fee of $25. Everyone should be familiar with that. And that is for any youth that is joining that has never been in scouting before. So if somebody was a scout and now they're coming back to scouting, that fee does not apply. Additionally, we have the unit charter fee that is staying at the $100. And then the Scouts Life member subscription is going to be $15 a year. There is no change there. Now, there is another change that is coming that many of you have heard about, and that is the elimination of the prorated fees. You all may be familiar with let's say last year, if a scout joined in, September, then they would be paying $6.25 a month to get them to the end of the year. As of August 1st, so in just a couple of weeks, that will no longer be the case. So when all the new youth join this fall from all of your exciting recruitments, they will be paying that full $80 membership fee. And they do not expire at the end of 2023. They will have their own unique renewal date during the month that they joined. Now, I know this might pose a lot of questions. How in the world is this going to work? And what about recharter? So let's talk about that. Coming up this year for recharter, the existing units and existing members, nothing will change. You will go ahead and as a unit, go through your roster, collect the fees for anyone that is continuing on, and submit it as you normally would. The one thing that will be different is that for any new people that join in the fall, they will show up on your roster, on your charter, but with a zero fee. They will not be charged again. So I know that there is a likelihood that there is going to be many questions on that. And please be rest assured that we want to make sure that we do answer them. You may certainly use the Q&A area of the webinar to submit questions, or you could also go ahead and reach out to myself, Tammy, or any of your membership chairs with questions. We will be emailing out more information about recharter as we get closer. Okay, so we have the new fees. We know that everybody will be, the new members for 2023 will have their own unique renewal date coming in 2024. And then I wanted to also explain that for any of the current members of your unit, as I said, 2023 your charter will be the same. In early 2024, a magical software switch will be flipped, and we will, everybody, even existing members, will be on their own unique renewal date. So make sure, mark your calendars now, start going over your rosters, talk to your families, make sure you get your recharter done before the end of the calendar year, before that magical switch happens. So everything can transition smoothly. Okay, excellent. Now, any of you, I will go ahead and there's one question I know many people have. How in the world is this going to work? Because people are going to be renewing eventually, kind of like all around. The existing members will have their charter or their membership renewal during the month of December to start. Okay. And then when people come up for renewal, the families and the unit leadership will start getting emails 60 days out and so forth, reminding them that they need to renew their membership. That's what we know for now. And as more details come out, we will be happy to share them with you. Now that those two things are out of the way, we can go ahead and get back to the membership kickoff. Because of course, we're talking about joint scouting nights. And a joint scouting night is where you're inviting new families to join your unit, whether it's Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, venturing, exploring, Sea Scouts, you name it. We want to recruit new members. And we recruit new members at the join night, and then we give them their first opportunity as new members to join in on a fun experience with her unit. So Tammy, let us know, why and when do we recruit?
Oh, well, recruiting new members is like planning a better future for your unit, for the area of the country you live in, and for our whole country. Plus, more scouts really does mean more fun. It can also mean new ideas and new ways to do things. Possibly those new scouts bring a parent or grandparent to help out now, or maybe over time they begin to get comfortable and help out. Recruiting helps to keep your unit fresh and interesting. It also hopefully brings replacements if you want replacements. Your unit can recruit anytime, not just in the spring and fall. We'd like to encourage every unit to do normal friend activities like going to the pool, playing games, and going on a hike. You can invite new youth to the activity as a way of trying out scouting, and this can be done any time of year. However, this time of year, we tend to concentrate on a traditional fall recruiting. With the start of school, many parents look for activities for their children to join as a way of getting them stronger, smarter, keeping them busy, and making new friends. Over the years, scouting has seen the wisdom in having a night that parents and grandparents can just come on out and sign up their child. Next slide, please. So if school starts in August for your unit, you don't have to wait to get your recruitment packet to start planning your recruit date. Contact the other members of your unit and start figuring out what day is going to work best for y'all. A pro tip is to look at the school calendars that your unit serves before deciding on a date. If there's a school fun night or a football game, that might work to your advantage if you can have it at the school. So have your unit leader or scouting professional contact the school to find out if you can be there. Otherwise, if you can't be there, make sure you don't conflict with the things your unit's members and your potential members will want to be at or need to be at. Tiffany, are you up for explaining about your recruitment and resources?
I am. So you want to prepare for your recruitment night. And so one of the biggest things you want to have is make sure you have an updated, or if you don't have an information sheet for your unit, establish one. Make sure you have the contact information for your committee chairs, your Cub Master, your Scout Master, your meeting nights, your location, and maybe some fun activities. One good thing that they have on the council website is they have this sheet for you where all you have to do is fill in the information and then print it out. On the bottom here are your the QR codes, one for a pack, one for a troop to get that information. Another good resource is your pin page on Be a Scout. You want to check that often to make sure that it's updated. Make sure that you have the correct leadership listed, because we all know that leadership can change from time to time. And if you haven't updated this in a couple of years, it might be a good idea to go in and update it, especially with the units that may have to had to change where they meet at, or if you've decided that your meeting time doesn't work anymore, so you had to change it a little bit. Make sure that gets updated, otherwise you could lose potential scouts. And on that same page, I believe it's on that page, or you can even generate your own QR code and have that printed out on flyers to hand out to families.
Thanks, Tiffany. Yeah, those are definitely all very important to have. Your PIN, your QR code, and your unit information sheet. For sure. All those resources, if you didn't get the QR codes, are on our council website, and we'll have another QR code at the very end that you can scan where everything is in one spot. All right. So next is we want to look at location. Where are we going with this? Well, schools are definitely the preferred location, but why? Well, families are familiar with where the school is. If the youth is coming home and talking to their adult, say, hey, I just got to be back at school tonight or tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Nice and easy, instead of needing to give an address to where people may not be familiar with. Also, they're comfortable there. They know their way around and they're in a familiar place. Of course, schools give us great access to large spaces. There's usually a maintenance staff around to be able to open up the building. and it gives us an indoor space. So we don't have to be dependent on temperatures or weather. Sometimes it could be really hot in August or September, and we're trying to cool everybody off. And there are some times where, some liquid sunshine comes out of nowhere. If we have it inside the school, then at least we know those are not concerns. So there are occasions, of course, where the school's not available. Well, now what? Okay, well, then we got to look nearby. Is there possibly a church, a community center, any other indoor location where you could invite families so you have enough space that they can all gather, you can speak to them, they can go ahead and fill out applications, will work. Again, the schools are the preferred location. Another issue with being outside, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed it can get awfully windy in our council, no matter where you are. And I have been in situations where I've been trying to do things with paper, fill out applications, or just walk with paper, and the wind decides that it has other plans. Trust me, being indoors takes away that worry. It makes things a lot easier for everybody. And you know what? They're coming there to join. So let them join, make it easy for them to join, and make sure you go ahead and invite them to your next activity so they can get started right away enjoying scouting. All right, so we've been preparing. We've got all of our resources, and we've got our location set. Now what? Well, we want to tell everybody about it. We got to market our Joint Scouting Night. If people don't know about it, then they definitely don't know where to go or when to show up. So when we're marketing our Joint Scouting Night, one of the most awesome things that you can do is go ahead and get flyers out to the schools. That's QR code up there in the corner for the flyer request form. You're going to fill that out in completion, and then you're going to get that to your district professional. And I believe we have quite a few of our district professionals on this evening. So welcome, Mo. Glad you could join. All right. So the flyers, we want to do 2 rounds of flyers. The first round, we want to do 10 days before the Joint Scouting Night. And then our second round, we want to, first round, 10 days before. I think I misspoke. Second round, we want to do either the day of or 2 days before. And when we go ahead and we deliver the second round, that's when we want to do our youth talk. Okay. That way, the 2 weeks before, everyone can go ahead and get it on their calendar. That day before or the day of, that's their reminder. Hey, don't forget, come back to school tonight at 6 o'clock and, join scouting. It's very important that for the flyers, we do know the number of classrooms at the school. And we do that as a courtesy to the office, because we can go ahead and separate them out into stacks. And when we show up at the school and we say, oh, here are the, 600 or 1,000 flyers, but don't worry, they're already in sets of 25 or 30. And all you have to do is put them in the teacher's mailbox. The relief that we get in the secretary's face or whoever is greeting us is astounding. Okay, we also want to go ahead and market the Joint Scouting Night on social media. We want to post to pages, post to your personal pages, post to your unit pages, share them like crazy. If you can get on the school website, PTA, PTO websites, those are really great, our pages and so forth. Different community pages, a lot of neighborhood pages have them. There's Nextdoor, I have heard, is actually very welcoming to have scouting recruitment and Joint Scouting Nights posted on there. And then of course, other churches or other organizations that are local that people will go ahead and frequent to see what's going on around town. Speaking around town, flyers are not just for schools. We definitely want to put up flyers everywhere that we can, whether it's in churches, local businesses, or anywhere else that will allow you to do so. Again, we're going to want to keep on telling everybody about it. So we want to attend the back to school nights. Back to school nights, unpack your backpack, meet the teacher, whatever your schools might be calling it. That's definitely a time where you guys want to have some leadership there with your recruitment flyers and telling everybody about your recruitment night. Definitely have a attendance sheet there, because if somebody says, you know what, I unfortunately have plans at night, I can't attend, but I'm really interested in joining Scouts. Great. Let me take your information and I'll follow up with you. These events are not ideal for having a recruitment because there's so much going on, but it's a perfect opportunity to get out in front of people, let them know who you are, and give them your recruitment flyer. One of the last but not least things around town that you can do, yard signs. Again, get a hold of your district professional. We've got Scouts BSA and Cub Scouts yard signs that are just waiting to be put up all around town. They can be customizable with a handy dandy Sharpie, and you can use them as some directional signs to show people where to go for your night and to put your recruitment date and time on them. All right. So I did mention before that we want to do youth talks. Youth talks should be done no more than 48 hours before the recruitment. And it's the perfect time to deliver that second round of flyers. There are 3 different ways that we could do youth talks: in the classroom, during lunch, during an assembly. We've also, actually, I just thought of a 4th that should be on this. A 4th should be during announcements. Some schools are, hey, I can't have you come and, be in the lunchroom or go class to class, but we do video announcements. And I'd love to give you some time in the morning to go ahead and get the youth excited. We'll take advantage of it to go ahead and set up your youth talk, reach out to your district professional, and with their help, you guys can coordinate with the school and get going. All right. So now we're going to get to the day of the recruitment.
So what to bring to your recruitment? No matter what kind of recruitment you are doing, you will want to make sure you have all the materials you'll need. For traditional sign-up night, you'll need pens, a sign-in sheet, applications, a display about your unit, and an information sheet. As was mentioned before, that information sheet should have basic information about your unit, where and when you usually meet, along with contact information for the leaders in your unit. You should also include a unit calendar with any activity dates if you have them already. I also want to stress the sign-in sheet. The sign-in sheet is your friend because you may be busy. In fact, I would almost count on the fact you'll be busy. So the sign-in sheet will keep track of who was there for you. If your unit has decided to do an activity or several, you'll also need to bring the supplies and the scouts to help with that. If you are having potential scouts come to a fun unit meeting, remember, bring extra supplies for those who may visit. And yes, you can have a recruitment where people come to your unit's regular meeting. However, please plan it so it's a fun meeting and not all paperwork or the unit leader conference with a lot of sitting around. For example, my pack will invite potential scouts to a meeting where we play big group games and have a scavenger hunt. The most important thing that you can bring is a good attitude. Try to be friendly, courteous, and kind. It doesn't matter if everything is perfect or if you have to borrow pens because you forgot them. What really matters is how your unit treats those who are visiting. A warm, welcoming smile and an interest in those who are there goes a long way to being a unit that people want to be a part of. It is also good to know if your charter organization offers any financial aid to potential scouts before your recruit night. My charter organization, Kiwanis of Monroe, offers partial payment of $50 for each scout, with families paying the $42 to make it easier. So now Tiffany is going to tell us about your recruiting day 2.
For just a quick moment, there is one more thing I'd like to add. If anybody does need registration assistance, because we don't want the finances to be a barrier for youth, please speak to your district professional. We do have a registration assistance form that we can fill out. So I just want to make sure that everyone knew that that was available.
So the day of your recruitment event, what are you going to do? First, you want to make sure you get there early. You don't want to be setting up as families are arriving and see how you're doing. You want to get your signs out. Especially if you're in an area where people can't really get to you, get those yard signs out, draw arrows, and get them out to direct parents on where to go. Get out your sign-in sheets, your applications, and your pens. Have multiple areas where people can sign up. Maybe a table for sign up, a table for apps, and a table for questions if you have the leadership that can help you out that way. Sometimes I know a lot of people have a lot of questions, so having extra areas, if you've got the leadership, would work. If you have an activity that you want to set up, like I know we had a recruitment event where we had leatherworking. Kids love this, so you want to make sure that's set up. Games, who doesn't like games? And scout skills, especially trying to get older kids in, have them practice knots, learn the simple knots. For every unit, you want to make sure that you have someone to greet everybody, whether it's just a committee member or a den leader or an assistant scoutmaster. Make sure you have somebody there to greet people. If they don't feel greeted, they may not want to stop. Make sure that they are signing in on the sign-in sheet and at least filling in the application. Even if they're not 100% sure they want to join, if we have both of those information, we can follow up with them at a later date to see if they've made a decision yet. And the purpose that we're there is to try and make it easy for families to join your unit. If they have to go through different ways, try and find sites to sign up, they may not join. So if you have the QR code that takes them right to your Be a Scout page, it will make it easier. And then you want to finish up. Before they leave, check their application, make sure they have everything filled out. If they know, hey, I'm 100% going to join, what do I need to do? Make sure you have a way to make payment, whether it's cash, check, or if your unit has a Square reader, they can use that and pay right there, and their kid can come to the very next meeting. You want to thank them for showing up, even if they are on the fence about joining. If you just say, okay, bye, they may not want to come back because they may not feel like you're friendly enough. Make sure you review your sign-in sheet before everybody's leaving. Make sure you have that follow-up contact number. And then follow up with them. You want to make sure you follow up, because a lot of times that's when people fall through the cracks and may not join. And then within the next couple of days after your recruitment, make sure you get your payments and your application down to the office so that your district professional can get those into the system right away.
Thanks, Tiffany. That was awesome. All right. So we're going to set up. We're going to make sure that we're welcoming all families. Remember, they're there to join. Answer any questions that they have. We have a script to help you. And then make sure that the applications are complete. And then we have payment so they can just jump right into the fun scouting activities after that evening. All right. Well, afterwards, we're definitely going to need to do some follow-up.
So remember how I said the sign-in sheet is your friend when I was talking about what to bring on your recruiting day? Well, the sign-up sheet shines during follow-up. Unit leaders can look over the sheet and try to notice names that didn't register yet. With a filled-in sign-up sheet, you have their contact information, so you could call, text, or email them. It gives you a chance to answer any questions they may have, invite them to a unit meeting, or talk to them about the joining process. It helps get that dialogue going so you can see where they might need help. Keep in mind, of course, we wouldn't expect you to reach out to families if you already know why they didn't join. Keep in mind that if a child is still too young yet, then you can add them to a list to contact in the future or direct them to a unit that is age appropriate. One of those things you want to have in the back of your mind that there are a lot of barriers that might need to be overcome with people. Maybe they're very hesitant to join a group that they don't know anything about, and once they were there, it was a little overwhelming. But as you speak with them, that really does help a lot to help them to understand our organization. Because when it comes right down to it, Scouting has a lot to offer for kids as far as developing their character, with helping them have skills that are useful for the rest of their lives. What we do is very, very important. So Emily, please tell us about welcoming new families.
I would be absolutely happy to. All right. So of course we want everyone to feel welcome, because they are. We're excited that they're here. We're excited to have new scouts, new families join our units. One thing that your unit could establish, if you don't already have one, is a new member coordinator. This is somebody that is in charge of overseeing the welcoming of the new families, making sure they've got all the correct information about when your unit meets, what is coming up on the calendar, and contact information in case they have any questions. Also, in Scouting, in their name, BSA, Black Hawk Area Council, BAC, we have so many acronyms. Well, this new member coordinator can help this new family navigate our jargon so they can have the best time possible. All right, definitely. These new families should be getting a welcome email, inviting them to the next meeting and activities, provide them the information, and connect with the family. If you do these simple things, as long as people are being reached out to and they don't have to go seeking information, it's amazing what that does in ensuring that they do feel welcome. And of course, so they don't miss any of the events, because we want all of our scouts and families to be able to partake in everything that we've got going on. Tiffany, how about those online apps and leads?
Yes, the online apps and leads are a great tool for us. These are the applications and leads that you would get from your Be a Scout page. So if somebody's just searching for how to join a unit, look for a unit, they find your location because you're the closest person, and they fill out the information that they want or requesting more information. The unit's key 3 will receive an email that you have an open lead on Be a Scout. It will give you a link right in the email on how to access it. You can go in, you'll see their phone number and email, reach out to them, find out information. There's even a comment section that you can type in that you've reached out to them, or maybe you forward it to a different, let's say it's a troop age kid. They may have selected the wrong gender for troop. You can say that you forwarded on to that information. That leaves us membership team, lets us know that you followed up with it. Otherwise, we'll start bugging you that you have open leads. If they are 100% sure they're going to join, they can fill out an application. And this is for adults and youth. Once again, even with the application, the key 3 will receive an email that you have a new application for your unit. You just can go in, review the information, make sure it's all accurate, make sure it's the right fit, that's the right either Cub Scouts versus Scouts BSA, make sure that they didn't join the wrong area, and then you can approve it.
Excellent. Thanks, Tiffany. That's right. So leads are just like, hey, I'm kind of interested and I want to hear some more. So those leads are potential families that want to join and they just need a little bit more information. The application, they've already given you their information. They're like, hey, we really want to join. remember, we keep saying, make it easy for these new families to join scouting. Your unit's going to benefit from it. Those families and those youth are going to benefit from it. We're all here for a reason. We know how amazing scouting is. Make it easy. If the key three, so the Cub Master, Scout Master, Committee Chair, or the Charter Org Representative, are unable to access the leads and applications in a timely manner, you can go ahead and designate a key three delegate that can go ahead and access the apps and leads. You know, the new member coordinator would be an amazing person to also make a key three delegate so they can help out, because we want to stay on top of it and get back to everybody in a timely manner. Awesome. Okay, so before I go to the next slide, I'm going to let you know, you guys are the first to hear about this, okay? And I'm not making any promises, but been working on something. And so I want to let you know what I've been working on. And we're going to keep fingers crossed. But all right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. So this is in the works. What we've been working on is rockets to do blast off into scouting. Okay. The reason why we want to go ahead and get rockets, well, hold on, should say this. What do I mean by blast off into scouting, and what is going on with these rockets? The idea is that what we are trying to do is secure the funding to be able to provide a rocket to each individual scout, new scout that joins this fall. This is an exciting thing. We're crossing fingers. So hopefully we'll be able to send out a mass email and let everybody know the details of how this will work. But again, I'm working on securing funding. Why would we want to do this? Well, first, as soon as a new youth joins Scout, you give them, I should have a rocket with me, but I don't, but you give them a rocket and you say, hey, now that you've joined Scouts, I've got this rocket for you. We're going to build it and decorate it and launch it off, blast off. They get super excited. So this gives them their first hands-on activity, adventure to do in scouting. And they get it that night that they join. How exciting. Also, it supports the units. We want to support you guys. We want to make sure that our units have, very cool things to do, and especially with their new scouts. So again, more details to come. Everyone, if I could, all of you that are on the call tonight, cross your fingers. Tiffany, cross your fingers. There you go. We're going to cross fingers that we'll be hearing some final words soon on this, but wanted to let you guys know that's why I strategically put not the full picture of the rockets on there, because I know that it's not 1,000% yet, but I'm excited and crossing my fingers and toes that I'm going to be able to make that announcement soon. All right. Well, so Tammy, I think we'd like to hear from you again.
Yeah, I think that will be pretty cool if we're able to make that work. At this time, I want to thank everyone for taking part of your busy day today and spending it with us and learning more about recruiting and membership. And on behalf of the Scouts we serve, I want to thank you. Thank you for being here. So we're going to go ahead and go through the questions. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A down below. Otherwise, we're done. If you don't have any questions and you don't want to hear any answers, you're good to go. Thank you so much for coming out today and just giving of your time. Thank you. So it looks like our question here is, will everyone pay a full amount for 2024 in December if they then will have to pay again when their expiration date comes up? So if you're a scout on July 31st, 2023, you get to recharter as normal. You're gonna get your money to your unit. Your unit's going to charter early, like late November, early December, get all their paperwork in. Everybody's going to charter together, and you won't have to worry about that again until December 2024. Because you're going to be paying your membership fee for this coming year in December 2023 because you're rechartering. So you're going to pay for that year then, and then you'll be paying in December 2024 for 2025 as we normally do. Even though everyone will have their own individual membership day, your unit will probably all have their own, days will all be the same, except for your new scouts. If they're joining August 1st or afterwards, those new scouts will have a date of August 1st, maybe September 23rd. Their dates will be different from the rest of the scouts that are already scouts on July 31st. Actually, do we have 31st? I don't know. It's 30 days. No, we do have 31. Okay. So if they're a scout on July 31st, then they're going to go on as normal. You're with your whole unit. Your whole unit will just this year proceed to recharter as usual. And it's only those new scouts that are going to have that different.
Yes. And Tammy, I did want to go ahead and just clarify one thing that I said earlier regarding the rockets. I did mention that each scout would get them that night. We don't have all the details worked out, but I did want to make sure that everyone understands that the rockets would be for youth that turned in applications and paid. So we don't exactly have details of logistics worked out. And if they remember, everyone still has their fingers crossed. So when those details are available, they will be made available to everybody.
So I see the next question comes from somebody else who is also in Pioneer District. We are all Mad Ohms today. The next question is, I've had some join this summer. Do I still have to charge the whole year? Because we had prorated it like in the past. Again, if they're with your unit, if they've joined before this coming July 31st, and that'll be, a week and several days from now, that'll be a Monday actually. If they're joined before then they're going to recharter with your troop, even though they joined this summer. But as long as they were before August 1st, they're going to be considered, they're already in with your unit. They're old scouts, if that makes sense. They're like the rest of your unit. So they would have to then pay for 2024, just like the whole rest of your unit would, and they will recharter just like the whole rest of your unit. Whereas if you have somebody join, let's say August 2nd, they will have their own individual day and they won't be rechartering with the rest of your unit like everybody else. That makes sense, hopefully. If it doesn't, please write another question.
Well, and Tammy, we do want to make sure that it's understandable if, on July 31st, you happen to recruit somebody and they're at the July rates and do the proration and all of that. If you can't get it into the office the very next day, we understand, but it needs to be very, very quickly after that. I would say no more than just a few business days because of the membership fee and the proration change.
Yes.
That needs to get in lickety split. Go ahead and contact your district professional. Say, hey, exciting news. I got a new scout and I need to get this happen. And they will make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's out of our control. Like basically the computers will switch over and we can only do what we can do. So yes, if you get that in on that Monday, we're all good. Anything after that, it gets a little more dicey. So our next question is, do flyers come blank or will they have the requesting units information on them? You can actually do it both ways, can't you, Emily? Am I remembering that right?
So we will have some, we can make blank flyers available, but what a flyer, what it happens to be is that we had our very own marketing assistant, Claudia, design brand new flyers for this year, which they look amazing. And on the bottom of the Cub Scout flyer, there's room to go ahead and put the unique information for that individual unit. So we can print them to customize for each unit, their join night, or if they're going to be doing another event to where they for some reason can't have a join night, need to get some information out. But really, it's scheduling the join night, getting the flyers with the specifics of that join night on the flyer. For Scouts BSA, we do have the back that's available as well that we can customize and print. On the back of the Cub Scout flyer, there is some information about Cub Scouts for families to learn a bit more.
So I think the final question we have is, will this recording be available for those who are not able to attend tonight?
Yes.
Yay. I know we had talked about having the slides also available. Will that be the case as well, Emily?
Yes, we will go ahead and make the
Yay.
slides available. The rocket slide will not be in there until I have confirmation on that. Just letting you guys know in case you see that that's not in there. We did have another question come in. Will a unit have the access to renew a Scouts membership, or will only the Scout have access to do that? So what we know thus far is for when that magical fund switch is flipped in 2024 and everyone is on their own individual membership renewal date, there will be an option for the unit to go ahead and renew the membership versus the family. So when we have specifics on how that new system will work, we will definitely get it out to everybody. It's really all that we know for the moment.
Yeah, I know none of us are actually very thrilled to have the system changing because we don't know how that's going to work, but you can't have great things or refine things better without trying new things. And hopefully this works out really great and we all love it. And this is the way we do it from now on, I'm hoping. So we can try to be as positive as possible about this, even though it is, I know, a big change for a lot of us. We had another question came in. Ooh. Oh, no, I'm just on a delay. That was the one.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't see it. So the other thing is that units will still renew at the end of the year. So for renewing at the end of 2024, units will still be doing the $100 unit renewal fee. And specifics on exactly how that is going to work, we don't have yet. But when it comes to doing or processing a unit's recharter, that will be quite a bit simpler because you're not having to go through and collect from each individual member of the unit prior to renewing that unit. That unit should just be a, check with the charter org, and then with the unit fee, make sure that you have your correct amount of leaders and that they're in the correct positions. So hopefully that will streamline that process. Okay, we'll hang on just another moment here and see if any other questions come in. I haven't seen any in a bit. All right. Well, Tiffany, I want to say thank you so much for logging in. I know that you were out at camp right now, so very much appreciated for making yourself available and finding Wi-Fi. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, you're
And Tammy, thank you so much. You have been such a gracious host as always.
Sorry, I'm mad. Yeah,
it's okay. It took me a while to find you. I thought that was kind of funny. And, last, but actually most importantly, everybody that has tuned in tonight, thank you so much for giving your time for this evening. to get excited about this fall and, getting new youth into our units, getting all charged up. We do have a question that came in last moment. Right, looks like with merit badge counselors. Okay, yes, about the merit badge counselors and the $25 fee. That is new, and please also do know that that $25 fee for merit badge counselors is only for those merit badge counselors that are not already in a unit or have another paid membership position. And
Yeah, I can answer that one too.
go right ahead.
It's basically for the background check. The background check is actually $26. So National loses $1. But they didn't really have it in the budget to lose any more than that, which is why we're charging the $25 fee. It's basically coming down to, we have to background check all of our volunteers now, even the merit badge counselors. It's nothing any of us like, but because of insurance, because that's the reality we now have, unfortunately, now we have to background check the merit badge counselors, and it's a very thorough background check too, unfortunately. And
Yes.
that's why if a unit's able to cover that for their merit badge counselors, that's awesome. Or if a chartered organization is able to do it, that's great too.
So, in a couple of things of clarification, that $25 merit badge counselor membership fee is just $25 a year membership fee. It is not per merit badge. You just pay that to be a member of the Boy Scouts of America, which covers background check. And that's it. It's not, if you're a merit badge counselor for 10 merit badges, it's not per merit badge.
Yeah, they're only going to background check you once.
And then also, just so everyone's aware, background checks have been done on merit badge counselors, but with increasing costs and so forth, they had to now start charging a fee. But at least we know that, they are not charging as much as to cover the full expense. So that does help. If you are and I have another question that popped in. If you are an adult leader and you are registered with a unit, so you are already paying a membership fee with a unit or as a district member, district leadership, then you will not be paying the merit badge counselor fee. You only pay one membership fee, not for each individual position you hold. However, I do want to remind everybody that as a merit badge counselor, merit badge counselors are not a unit position, and only adults that hold unit positions are able to go on campouts with the units. So if I'm a merit badge counselor and that's my only registration, so I pay the $25 a year, I am not to be attending overnight campouts nor staying at overnight campouts. If it's a activity day, merit badge counselors absolutely can attend, get to hold a merit badge workshop. But if a adult is going to be attending a overnight activity, whether or not they stay the night, they need to be registered with the unit as an adult leader, not just a merit badge counselor. That actually has been a rule, a guideline for quite some time, but it's just being very much clarified and emphasized right now. All right. Well, once again, thank you everybody for tuning in and attending, and some great questions. We always encourage to ask questions and provide feedback, so we thank you. If you have any additional questions or comments that you would like to get to us on, if you follow this QR code, all of our email addresses are there for your district membership chairs, Tammy and myself.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Get those recruitment dates to your district executive or
Thank you. Good night.
good night, all.